Hello and welcome back. And yes, I've started off here again because this is just starting to go over. So I thought, yeah, I'll start here just so that, yeah, it looks really nice, doesn't it? Right, tomatoes, and mostly the early tomatoes, the house, the Grushovka and the Latah, they're doing really well. So what I'm going to do first is cover those, and the first ones will be the house dwarf. Right, so these are the house dwarf tomatoes, and I'm really pleased the way they're turning out at the moment. You know, as you see, they're all in flower. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 trusses in flower on each one, but there's still more to come out. And they're just in 1.4 litre tubs at the moment, and as you, well, I will do a close-up of them, but you can see that they're starting to get other trusses going down the main stem. So what I do is I just keep on tapping them during the day, just to hopefully they all self-pollinate. And the ones in the south facing window in the dining room, they're starting to form tomatoes. But I thought I'd show you these because it is south facing, but it doesn't get too much sunlight during the day. You know, as the sun goes round about 1, 2 o'clock, that's the last time that this will get any sunlight. So what I'm going to do is I'll just do a quick close-up of these. Like I said, they are in 1.4 litre tubs at the moment, but they haven't got any roots coming out at the bottom, so I don't know whether to leave them in the 1.4 litre tubs or go up to 3 during when they actually are forming tomatoes and they need more water. I mean, what do you think? I mean, as a house tomato, at the moment it's very productive in the flowers. So what I think I will do is another sowing, say the 1st of July, another one in August, another one in September, and another one in October. About 3 or 4 rather than the 13, 14 that I did this time. Right, so this is the close-up of them. The flowers are quite small, but they are very productive at the moment. If I come down, hopefully I can find one, but there you go there. There's another truss growing there, so each one of these is hopefully going to grow another truss. Right, so that was the blackbird, and she does come into the office now telling me if the food's ran out. Right, so I did have to just capture this spot as well, again before it goes over with these aquilegias and the wood view, which I did actually dig up this year, and it's just come back again. Right, now to have a look at the other early tomatoes, the Grushovka and the Latah, plus my main crop as well. Right, so these are the Grushovka, and they are flowering at the moment. So I'm getting, what's that, 1, 2, got 3 or 4 trusses on each one, and then these in front are the Latah. They are just going for it. I mean, they are supposed to be a really early tomato. Last year I had the first tomato from them in the middle of June, so we are still late because of the bad spring that we've had. But as an early tomato, these are working well. And these are the main crop tomatoes. So I started those off, I think it was nearly the end of March. So there's a big gap between these two, and that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping for to give these as much time in the greenhouse so I can get some early tomatoes off these. because they're only small, I can also protect them. And then these will be the main crop cordon and the ones that are going outside. So I probably could have got away with doing these maybe mid-March, especially now I've got the mini greenhouse, so some of these could have actually gone in there. So we'll see how I go for next year. And these are all the basils. I've got 18 plants, and that's from the clip, the short I showed at the start of this video. Right, so what I'm going to do now is just add in a clip of, I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago when I actually planted up these Latah and the Grushovka. And what I've done is I've set them down into the pots at a nice low level. So there's only so much, about, like I say before, 2 inches of soil. That way hopefully I can get a lot more roots. And when I do a close-up, I'll show you how some of the root systems are just itching to go and grow more. Right, so these first ones are the Latah. I'll not set these down that low because these are bush, and last time I set them quite low and I didn't get as many leaves coming off them. And this one's flowering now. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they've only been set roughly to the top of the level. Then on the Grushovka, I have set these down quite low. So there's only about 2 inch of soil in these 7.5 litre pots. What I'll do is I'll just slowly take off the leaves. Just above the soil line. But as you can see, on some of these they got a lot of roots waiting to go. So set them down low, hopefully I can get a real good root system on them. Right, so that's it for this one. It's just a quick video. They're never really quick, but it's just a quick video on how the tomatoes are doing. Doing the early ones, that's worked out really well for me at the moment, and hopefully I can get some really nice big tomatoes off the Grushovka, and then the early sweet tomatoes from the Latah, and also all the cherry tomatoes from the house dwarf. So hopefully I will have in June, fingers crossed, or by the end of June, some early tomatoes, and then with all the cordon tomatoes coming through for July and August. And all this basil as well, that's worked out really well. So we've got basil plants everywhere now at the moment. Right, so like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again.